hao. It's now June in the garden, and I don't know where you are in the world, but we've had incredible rain, like thunderstorms, lightning, huge amount of deluge of rain, and then now it's quite warm. So even though that's been amazing in terms of everything being well watered and lots of growth now from the sun, it also means that during the rain we've now got lots of slugs and snails, and with the heat we've got lots of aphids coming. So I thought today I'm going to look at those two problems and what I would suggest we can do about them. I don't want to give a kind of lecture because I think that's really annoying, but there is a point where we have to live with the pests as well, a little bit at least, because they're part of the whole life cycle. Frogs love slugs, birds love snails, lots of our pollinating insects and our beneficial insects love aphids. So we don't want to use some chemical that's going to destroy all of that and break the cycle. But obviously it's really annoying if you've just grown something and overnight it's destroyed. So I think the two things is, one is to be vigilant, and here's me a bit earlier looking for snails. I've noticed that they're hiding behind the bench here. So there's lots of them. I thought I'd found most of the snails, but when I was starting to clean up this fence, because I'm going to paint it, I needed to move back this new clematis. Look how many they're hiding behind the new plant. And that's exactly what they're like, because it's soft, new plant growth. They love that. So I'm afraid it's gloves on. Anyway, that's what I do. I just go around looking for snails and then take them to the recycling centre. Today's really quite warm, so there have been lots of slugs because we've had a lot of rain, but they won't come out on a day like this. So I tend to do that more in the evenings, look for them. Another idea is, because snails have very soft underbellies, they don't like crawling on very sharp bits of ground. They don't mind the gravel here because it's quite soft, but they wouldn't like eggshells. So I'm going to put some of these eggshells around these little antirrhinums I've just planted. Because they're young and delicate, the snails and slugs will absolutely love that. So this will just help, I think. It doesn't look great, but it's better than losing all your plants. There are lots of different kinds of aphids and blackfly, greenfly, just to name two. But one that I haven't got, luckily, is called woolly aphid. Here's a picture of them. And if you had an infestation of that, I really would get rid of it, because an infestation is always destructive. For woolly aphid, you can use something called neem oil, which again you mix with water or washing up liquid and spray it. Or you could just spray the branches and then with your gloved fingers just go down and get rid of it. On the apple tree, there are lots of ladybirds, and this is the ladybird larvae. Because there are lots of ladybirds here and there isn't really much damage, I'm actually going to cut off the one branch that I can see that does have a lot of damage, that I don't think I could probably spray and get rid of. And there's no fruit on it, so I think that's okay. So I'm going to cut that just to there. But otherwise the tree's, I think, very healthy. The black fly here, I can just literally, I'm going to go like that, get rid of them, like that. If you can't just get rid of them as I showed you, or maybe if it's an infestation, cut a bit off. Another trick is to use a mixture of water and soap or washing up liquid. You don't need to kind of rush for the chemicals, because it does the same thing. It basically will block their pores. So this is me doing it now. You could use something just like this Castile soap, or just some eco washing up liquid. I'm going to use the washing up liquid, and I'm just going to put a little bit in here, like that, just a tiny bit. Doesn't need much. And it's good if you can to do it when it's not sunny, and especially not when there's bees around, because I don't want to hurt them either. If there were greenfly or blackfly on this campus, I would just spray like this. And also remember getting the underneath of the leaves, because that's often where they like to be. If it was really bad, I might do that a few times and just keep checking. And then probably I'd also eventually just wash it off with just a hose. If you have a few left, I don't mind, because I think it's really nice food for the ladybirds, lacewings, hoverflies. Another important thing is to try and keep our plants as healthy as we can, because if we plant them in the right position, feed them well, water them correctly, then they're much less vulnerable to attack. We need to be mindful to take care of the tender new shoots, because that's the predator's favourites, but we also need generally to try and make sure our plants are healthy and strong. And on that note, please do have a look at Eartheasy's website. They've got excellent advice and products on feeds, organic feeds and composts. Finally, I'd just like to mention that something I occasionally use as a kind of plant pick-me-up when they're looking not great is good old Epsom salts, which, because the magnesium in it, I think really helps kind of revitalise plants. I don't use it very often. For example, just probably about this lid's worth, like that around the base, and then I'll water it in. It can't harm the plants, and I think, just in my experience, it's sometimes really worked wonders. A pick-me-up for me too. I really hope that's been useful. And the garden in June, I've also been doing lots of pruning and trying to get rid of some of the weeds too. But I've also just been enjoying it, and I'd like to show you just a few things that I think I mentioned in the May video, but have now come into flower, and they're just so lovely. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you're loving your garden or your friends or public garden, and go well, and I'll see you very soon. 再见。